Hi guys, welcome to today's episode. My name is Alex. In today's episode, we'll be taking time to talk to you about how to obtain a gaming and a betting license in Nigeria. The sports betting and the gaming industry in Nigeria and largely in Africa is one of the fastest growing sectors you would see. Now, if you watch football recently, you cannot watch football anywhere in the world without seeing some sports or betting advert flying on your screen. And I'm sure you probably know some of the big brands here in Nigeria. This is not a promo, so I won't mention any particular brand's name, but you probably have seen that it's a really growing sector. And so in this episode, I'm joined here by Dawn, and we wanted to take some time to actually explain and talk about some of the key things you need to know, especially for those who want to participate or invest in that sector. So thank you, Dawn, and welcome to today's episode.
Thank you.
Yes, what I know and about the whole sector is that largely you need to define your business, exactly what type of gaming or betting business that you want to do, because it's quite broad. You have casino, you have lottery, and all that. So it depends on what exactly you want to do, and that will determine the type of license you need. I do know that largely you require a minimum share capital of 30 million naira to be able to get into that space, which means that right from the incorporation of your business, instead of using, you have to use that minimum capital of 30 million naira to incorporate your business at the CAC. And then you can proceed from there. And so apart from the 10 million naira, which is the share capital, what are some of the other requirements that you need to meet before you get into that space?
Okay, firstly, for sports lottery, it's 30 million naira. And then for non-sports, it is 5 million naira. Now, different states can have their requirements. So in Lagos State, it's 20 million naira.
Interesting.
So if you want to operate in Lagos State, then you have to incorporate your company with the 20 million naira share capital. So most times, people or experts advise that you incorporate your company with the share capital that you know
for that state where you'll be operating.
Applies for that state. Some people might decide to incorporate their company with 30 million naira because some of them, because of the way the betting industry is, it grows very fast, it booms. So if you've been able to make a lot of success in Lagos and you want to step into another state, it's better you have an allowance as opposed to you're trying to manage the required share capital. So if you can always increase it though, but if you register with the 30 million naira, then you can go to some other places.
So more or less you pick the ceiling,
so
that it doesn't matter where in Nigeria you operate from, because you've picked the ceiling, which is the 30 million. You are you have the room.
So you not just have the national required share capital, you also have for the state too. So when you're incorporating your company, you use that share capital to incorporate it, and then the license is gotten from the National Lottery Commission. For Lagos, is the Lagos State Lottery Board that issues the license. So you approach them and you obtain this license. There are prescribed forms that are required to be filled. So what you do,
that's how to get a license.
Yes, how to get the license. So you fill this form, you submit, and afterwards you make payment of the required fee. They go to inspect the property that will be used, or the centers, the lottery centers, gaming, your facility. So they will inspect it and ensure it is in compliance with what is required. And also, when they've inspected it, they would also review your document to make sure that everything fits. So there's no loophole anywhere. And afterwards, they approve it. Now, all of this process is broken into 3 phases. So that you have the application stage, you have the approval in principle, and then you have the final application. So the application, where you submit all of these documents and all of that. After that, you go into the approval in principle. This phase lasts for about 90 days. So within this period, they will do inspection, they would ask you to pay certain amounts of money, the fees required to be paid, and then they would look at all of these things, look at your documents, and then move you down to the application, the approval phase. So if they look at it and they feel like, okay, you're good to go, then you are approved. If you're not good to go, they will also let you know, rejected. So if there's something you need to do, or a document you need to submit, or whatever it is that they feel you need to put in place to ensure you get the license, they would inform you. And so that's it.
It sounds very tedious. Do you have any idea how long the whole process takes?
Well,
I know it depends on several factors.
Yes, it depends on a lot of factors, but let's say within 3 months. I would usually place 3 months as a benchmark because it's fast, to be honest, for this kind of license. You have to, it's not something you just sit in your office or in your bedroom, apply, and you get it done immediately. This is something that takes a lot of time. And like we've broken down the process, there are 3 phases of the application. So for them to leave their office first and foremost to go and do the inspection, that's time.
Another thing.
Yes, that's time. So, and knowing fully well that it's not just one person who is engaging in this activity, they are moving from different applicants, from one applicant to the other. So it will take quite a number of time, yes, to do. But the interesting thing is that as soon as you've gotten it, you are good to go.
Okay.
And because of the rise of these betting and gaming companies, government is trying as much as they can to regulate this
sector, to
protect. Yes, to protect it. So that's why most times the application or licensing procedure might look tedious, but it's actually not tedious. You just want to make sure everything is put in place, and these organizations do not use it as a means of collecting money, exploiting the people. Yeah.
Okay. And what's the cost of the license?
So the cost of the license is not fixed.
Okay.
It changes from time to time.
Okay.
So there's no fixed amount. After assessment, they would let you know the exact amount you have to pay, but there's no fixed fee that is expected to be paid. The only guaranteed money we are aware of is the share that is required for incorporation. So once you've done that, when you proceed to the various commission, either in Lagos or national level, they would let you know. Yes, they would determine the fees, and then you make payment for.
Okay. And what's the validity of a typical license?
So it's valid for 10 years.
That's a long time.
Yes, that's a long time. It can be revoked before the 10 years. So if there's something you're not doing, if there's no regulatory compliance, for example, after being granted the license, you need to inform the commission if there are changes whatsoever in your business structure, or there's one change or the other that you need to inform the commission. So if you don't do this, then it can be revoked.
Okay.
But it lasts for 10 years, so that's a lot of time.
And of course, subject to renewal.
Yes, subject to renewal, so you can always renew after the expiration of the 10 years period.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the sports betting industry is just booming, and it's really, really growing, and a lot of young people are participating in that space. And if you're a company seeking to enter that space in Nigeria, then definitely you need to be aware of the processes, the requirements, and the various options available to you. And that is exactly what we have shared. And we hope that it's been short, it's been brief, but then still it gives you a bird's eye view of everything that you need to know of the sector and of the process. And once again, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for
being on this episode. And thank you very much, our audience. Also, please feel free to like, share, and comment as well. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of Nigerian Business Nap Podcast. Feel free to leave your questions in the comment section and we'll respond accordingly. Do visit our website www.primusnigerian.com and see how we can add value to what you do in the areas of regulatory compliance, market research, and trade development. The link to the website is in the description box. Do subscribe, download, and share our podcast with your partners. Thank you, and catch you on the next episode. Bye.